Welcome into today's live stream. And this is going to be part two. And there's been an interesting turn of events. I'm going to wait till we get enough people on here. But let's just say that John Dehlin has made contact. And I'll go through exactly what that means as we get into this. And for those of you who don't know, last Friday, and I did a part one of this. So if you haven't watched this, you can watch this live. But, for most of you, I think you've watched the first live. I had a couple videos made about me, and I get a lot of people that make videos about me. I mean, there's some guys that have like 15 followers on their YouTube channel. I think his name's like Scooby Doo. And then there's this other guy, Hey Pile or something like that. I can't remember his name. But he also will make these reaction videos. He's probably going to make a reaction video to this. I don't really do a reaction video to those guys. Those guys, they don't have any followers. They got nothing going on. But I did have a lady on, what's her channel called? Generally Forgettable or something like that. I think it's Generally Forgettable.
Generally Unquotable.
Oh, Generally Unquotable. Okay. Generally Unquotable. I get it mixed up. But she made a video, and it's like her top video on her whole channel. She's got like 5,000 subscribers. I've seen her a lot on TikTok. She's found my TikTok algorithm. So I have, heard her just, she seems like an angry, upset person towards the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So, I've watched her enough. She's fairly monotone. In my opinion, she's not a great journalist. And she does a lot of reporting on LDS news. And it's like she's like making fun of the LDS Church, and anybody that believes in this stuff, they're all stupid, and she's super smart. And she just acts like, I'm just reporting on the news of the church. And it's like, here's what I guess bugs me a little bit. It bugs me about Mormon stories. Like, it's not Mormon stories. It's anti-Mormon stories is what it is. But they're all Mormon stories. But he's not having Mormon stories on that build faith. He's having Mormon stories on that destroy faith. Like, he's not typically having people on. Now, he'll have like a Rod Meldrum on, or he'll have some people that do believe, but generally he wouldn't have a guy like me on that's really going to defend the church. And I'm not into apologetics either. Like, I'm not into apologetics in the church. If I think the church is doing something that I don't think they should do, like, I'm not going to go apologize for them. I'm going to say they're wrong. They're doing it wrong. They shouldn't be doing that. So I'm not one of those apologetic type people. I think it's just dumb. Either you agree or you don't agree. Like, one of the two. Pick a side, hot or cold. And that's why I can appreciate Mormon stories. At least they're cold, right? So they aren't lukewarm. They're cold, and they are, but they come across as though they're hot, and then they trick you. And I don't like that. That's what Satan does. That's inauthentic. I don't like that. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit about Mormon stories and what they have going on. Before I get into that, we had this crazy, I don't know if it's crazy or not, but I do need to bring this up. And I don't know if this is real. And if it is real, please send us, a message, send me an email. But it says, my sister died tragically, and the oracle code, bless, has brought her back to life, just as Jesus rose Lazarus. This is truly Jehovah work, and his glory. Cannot thank Shane enough. Like, I don't know if this is true. I know these blessings are helping people inside of the oracle code. In fact, my wife today, this was from my wife. She literally herself, this is a message from my wife. She said, dude, my healing blessing from this morning was crazy amazing. It had me in tears. I'm just saying, and if it's bringing people back to life, great. We'd love to know that story. please tell us that story. But we get messages every day about that. And again, if you don't have your lifetime membership, there's only a few slots remaining. You can go see the counter. I think we're at 480 available. We've had a lot of people signing up for the monthly. And what I'm finding is a lot of those monthlies are probably going to convert to lifetime. So we will see a lot of people get the lifetime, but go there. It's only $99 right now. It's a one-time fee. And I'm going to talk about a feature that we just released called Beyond the Veil. I'm going to save that for a little later as we dive in here. Okay, we have a bunch of clips to get to. Before I get to the clips, I want to talk a little bit about something that happened. I did my live stream on Sunday where I responded to John Dehlin, and I believe her name is Megan. And I responded to some of the things that they said. I get really frustrated when people clip things and make you look a certain way. I don't think that's fair to anybody to do. And I don't like clipping people. Oh, wow. We just got a $20 super chat. And any super chat that comes in, I'm going to go ahead and read them as they come in. Shane, to confound your critics from both sides, simply show measurable evidence for some of your healings. Before, after blood tests, imaging. Very easy to prove for your celiac friend. No priesthood cursings needed. Ryan, I'm happy to provide that to you. I am happy to bring on the person. I'm happy to ask that person to go and do that. It's not my job to prove. You sound a little bit like Korihor. So Ryan, if you want a sign, meet with me. And maybe we can go through the scriptures. And maybe God will give you a sign. If you want to do that, my number is 801-675-1509. And if you want that sign, maybe we can do that. There are a lot of people out there that are having, at least reporting, they're having amazing experiences. If they want to go and provide all of their updated medical records, they certainly can. And I'm happy to have them on the program and have them do that. I'm not lying. I wouldn't come on here and just lie, but thank you for your $20 super chat. If you'd like to meet with me, and we could literally do what Korihor did with Alma, because this is kind of like your question is similar to like, and I appreciate you putting your full name there. This tells me like you're a legit individual. And I'd like to understand, Ryan, if it's for you or if this is just like to confound the critics. And so I get it. If it's just to confound the critics, I think it's a great thing to do. In fact, what I wanted to do to confound the critics more than anything is I want to meet with somebody who doesn't believe that there's a God, who is truly like Korihor. I'd like to record this. And I do have some things that have happened on video. David, I'll have to get permission for this one. We had a person who literally had a demon come out of her when we gave her a blessing, and I have the recording of it. And if I can get her to agree to allow me to, and I'll make sure her name's not out there because it's not, it's a fairly embarrassing thing probably to have a demon come out of you. I'll play the recording for you in one of these blessings, and we can confound the critics that way. So Ryan, I hope you're saying, hey, like I'm trying to help you, Shane, which I hope you are. I'm happy to go gather this stuff. I'm happy to have the girl, Sarah Ems, who had celiac. She could probably go and provide these things. And I think people do want proof. Unfortunately, they don't want to just to believe on faith. I think they want proof. And so I'm happy to give them proof. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. Again, I'll respond to every super chat. Here's BioCord. The clip, it fit their agenda and we put our desires. Yep, that's right. That's what they do when they clip it. And like I was talking about, this guy, take the criticism, then get out of the kitchen, chicken. Okay, buddy, whatever. We can't even read what you wrote. That wasn't a super chat, but this guy's just chiming in, and I don't think he quite gets it. Tim Rathbone. Okay, so they would clip things, and hopefully we're going to see some different clips, and I can talk about like the rest of the story. Like they clip things like, oh yeah, and he just met this girl just out of prison and then they got married and she's crazy. Makes my wife look like a crazy person. And they didn't even put in the whole story where John literally, and a dream that I had, said that I would meet a girl and the first girl I would go on a date with would be my wife, that I would get out in 5 years. But they clipped that because they don't want to put that in there, because that would actually mean that, did he actually get out in 5 years? Holy cow, he actually did. And was this the first girl he went on a date with? Oh my gosh. And all of those things lined up. Yeah, John, not just coincidence. God is definitely in the details, no question. Here's what what happened with the demon? How did you know it was a demon? Well, you'll have to listen to the recording. I know it was a demon because the demon was trying to get this individual to kill themselves a few weeks prior to the blessing that I gave her. So I know when people have a demon in them. I'm well versed in this. I lived with the demons for 5 years in Draper, so I know how they operate. I know how they work. So that's how I knew. Great question. Hopefully that answers your question, and hopefully she'll allow. There are people, and they can chime in on the chat, that have heard it. And I had a friend of mine play it for his stake president on Sunday. So there is proof. I promise you, there is proof, and there's only going to be more proof. But I hope that we can just have faith, and we don't need proof. But proof is fine too. I'm happy to provide proof. Okay, so let's see. Dad, last one here. Did it have a different voice? Did you see it? No, didn't see it. Definitely had a different voice, and you will, if you want to message me directly, I can share it with you directly, as long as I have your confidentiality. You're not going to share it around. So I just don't want to share it publicly without her permission. But she is doing much better now. She is, and truthfully, it was the Oracle Code app that helped her get through some things, so that I could get down there and get her a blessing. It was the music that really soothed her soul. And it reminded me of Saul. When he was dealing with demons, it was David that, through his instruments, that really soothed his soul. Okay. Before we get into some clips, I just want to read Alma chapter 30, verse 42. I had compared John Dehlin to Korihor, and I need to apologize. I need to apologize because I kind of said John Dehlin was a whore to the core, and that wasn't a good thing for me to say. So I apologize, but I do compare him to Korihor, which is a real name and is a real person. And I believe that the same spirit that possessed Korihor is possessing John Dehlin. That's just my personal opinion. That's my view based on what I've seen of him. And in verse 42, it says, "Behold," and this is Alma speaking, "I know that thou believest, but thou," and I believe that about John Dehlin. I think he actually does believe, "but thou art possessed with a lying spirit, and ye have put off the Spirit of God, that it may have no place in you. But the devil has power over you, and he doth carry you about, working devices, that he may destroy the children of God." And that's where I think John Dehlin is at. I think when the Savior said, "What has been shall be again," I think we're living in a time where we have a modern day Korihor. His name is John Dehlin. I believe that. There are some things, though, that I actually believe, agree with John Dehlin. I agree that the church is certainly not getting the same kind of revelation that it got when Joseph Smith was around. That's evident. And if you think that the church is getting the Joseph Smith level revelation, you're living in la la land, because they aren't. We haven't had new scripture canonized in a long time. This is great here. Did you talk to the demon like Nefarious? This particular one with this particular woman, no, did not have a conversation like that. This one was coming out of her. If you've seen Nefarious, it's the best movie out there on demonology, in my opinion. But I have had several conversations with several demons during my 5 years in prison.
Hey, Shane,
Yeah.
Remember when we went to go to the White Buffalo?
Yeah.
ceremony,
Yeah.
I'd say you had almost a nefarious conversation with a lady that showed up
And
there.
we can play that. And that'll be for another live stream, and I'll go ahead and
Sure.
play that. But we did record that, and it was me having a conversation with a demon. So I'm well versed in that, and I understand subjugation and the laws that exist there. Okay, so let's jump in here a little bit. Okay, so I've been talking about Korihor, but let's go ahead and roll some responses here, and maybe let me just slow down a little bit. Dave, did the podcaster say I could go ahead and use his name?
He
Dave?
literally just texted me back and said, yeah. So
okay, sounds good.
Cool.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, I love Steve Pinecker. I think he is a gem. He is not a member of our faith. And I will tell you right now, if you're subscribed to my channel, you should be subscribed to his channel. So I hope that you'll go over there. His channel is Mormon Book Reviews. I think the things he covers are very interesting. He's an evangelical that is taking a serious look at the restoration. He's fascinated by the restoration, and he's like a bridge between, like, he's Switzerland right now. He has relationships that I would dare say he has more relationships than anybody in this space. Like, everybody loves Steve. They know Steve, and he does a great job not taking sides too. Like, he's truly open to, like, understanding, and he can have conversations with me or Denver Snuffer or the Stick of Joseph or Word Radio or John Dehlin. And he had a conversation with John Dehlin on Sunday. For those of you who don't know, the video that John Dehlin did on me is now taken down. So he has taken down the video. He took down the video after I responded. Probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours after I responded, he took the video down. Steve is a good man. He is very fair. And Steve does a great job. I actually invite John Dehlin to keep it up. I typically don't take down any videos. David knows this. People call me and they're I don't know, disenfranchised with me or Zion Media or whatever, and they did a video with me and they're like, we want you to take our video down. Listen, if you're watching this, I will never take your video down. You shouldn't have come on. You shouldn't have said what you said. You came, your own free will and choice. You came on, you presented. It is what it is. And we are where we are. I'm not deleting things. I'm not taking things down. I won't take down this video. I won't take down any video. But John Dehlin did take down the video. I prefer him to keep it up. There are so many people that watched that video of me that reached out to me that are disenfranchised with the church, but they still kind of believe. And I was able to have real missionary discussions with these people to help them understand what's going on and why this is going on with the church and how it's all prophesied about in the book of Isaiah and how it's prophesied about in the book of Mormon and how it's prophesied about in Doctrine and Covenants section 101. And they're like, oh, so there's going to be a regulation. There's going to be some changes. And I was like, yes, absolutely. There are going to be. I don't know what this means, but I'm going to show it. That's pretty baller and metal. Yeah. Thank you, BioCord. But in any event, he reached out to Steve Pinecker and basically said, I took down my video. Tell Shane that I took down my video. And I've seen the screenshot. I have the screenshot of what he said. And he was very nice. He was super nice, like so nice. He was very nice. And he was just very nice. And because he was so nice, he said he was going to take down the video. I think he knew that video was helping me, not hurting me. And so I don't think he took down the video because he was like, I'm just going to be really nice to this guy. I didn't mean to. No. I think he's afraid. I think he's afraid to sit down with me. I think he thinks maybe this guy could be like an Alma, and maybe I am like a Korihor, and maybe he is like verse 42, where he does deep down believe these things. He's just frustrated with the church. And so because he's frustrated with the church, he's like, I'm going to lead all these people astray. And like I said, John Dehlin right now, he's a cancer. And here's the good news about cancer. If you find it early enough, you can fix it. But if you find somebody that's in stage 4, and I'm not saying he's stage 4 yet, he's still got an opportunity before he's stage 4. If he'll sit down with me, I would love to sit down with him and go through the scriptures. We don't have to even do it online. Like, I'm happy to meet him anywhere and just go through and understand how he got to where he got to. Because let me tell you this right now, and this is for everybody out there watching this live stream. I don't care if you're a member of the church or not a member of the church right now. If you went to the temple and you raised your arm to the square like this, and you agreed to give everything you do have, will have, to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for the building up of the kingdom of God on the earth and for the establishment of Zion. If you did that, and you are no longer an advocate for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and you are tearing it down, and you are leading people astray, you are in the power of Satan. Any one of those covenants that you made in that temple that day before God, angels, and witnesses, if you have violated those covenants, you are in the possession of Satan. That goes for the law of chastity. If you go to the temple and you raise your arm to the square and you say that you're going to only have sex with your spouse and you are watching pornography and masturbating, then I'm here to tell you, you are in Satan's power. Period. The end. That's how that works. And I tell people all the time, if you're not prepared to really go to the temple and live up to every covenant that day that you make in the temple before God, angels, and witnesses, you shouldn't go at all. You shouldn't go at all. You make a covenant to wear the garment. Listen, I don't care what they do. I don't care if they excommunicate me. I don't care if they trespass me. I am going to keep my covenants. My allegiance is to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They have my, everything, all my talents, everything I got. I stand here ready to serve, and I serve even today. And I help people come back to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Let me be clear. There are issues inside of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Let me be even more clear. There are tares growing with the wheat. Let me be clear. There is leadership that are the tares. Some of them don't even know they're tares. They think they're wheat. They're like, look at me. Look, a tare looks like wheat. They literally think they're wheat, but they are a tare. They wouldn't know the Spirit if it stood in front of them. They wouldn't know Jesus if he was standing before them. He knows them, but they don't know him. They think they're wheat, but they are absolutely tares. That's true. Christ is trying to catch the all. That's true. Okay, so with all of that said, I'm going to go through. I'm going to respond to the video. He's taken the video down. Fortunately, we had saved some clips. But I'm also going to discuss this Generally Forgettables podcast and Megan and what she said as well. John Dehlin, if you're watching this, I have a message for you. Here is my message. The atonement is infinite. You have an amazing opportunity. You have an amazing gift. You have an opportunity to bring all of these people back to Christ. I'm not saying that you need to bring them back to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I know you know that Jesus is the Christ. I know you have felt the Holy Ghost, and I know you have seen God in your life. So I am calling you to repentance. I'm calling you to get down on your knees like you used to do and pray and ask God if he's real. And I promise, if you ask for a confirmation, he will give you a confirmation, and you can avoid the confirmation of Korihor. The confirmation of Korihor is he was struck dumb. And we know the rest of the story of Korihor. And John, I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anybody. You have an opportunity to stand as a savior on Mount Zion for the Korihors of this earth. And so this is my, olive branch to you to say, hey, let's sit down. Let's have a real conversation. I know the scriptures as well as anybody out here. And I can tell you this, John, if you don't take me up on this, let me tell you what the Lord is going to do. Because I know what the Lord's going to do because he laid it out in scripture. In Jacob chapter 5, when the servants start going back into the vineyard, the Lord commands his servant and his servants to find the most bitter branches. He says, cut them off and cast them into the fire. I promise all of you out there this. The Lord and his servants of the vineyard, because the Lord is laboring with them, are going to start finding those most bitter branches. John, I have been sent to you because right now you are a bitter branch. And I don't want you to be cut off and cast into the fire. I'd rather cut it off and then graft it in to a different place. And it's a much better option than being cast into the fire. So that's my extension to you. If you don't want to meet me because you're scared, I get it. People think that I'm a scary person. Let me just let you know how scary I am. I've never shot a gun. I've never owned a gun. I've never killed an animal. I have been in a few fights. I've never been hit before, and I've won every fight that I've ever been in. But I don't intend in fighting anybody because I have no desire to go back to prison. So I wouldn't hurt any human, almost no matter what. I love this quote right here. Joseph Smith said, you don't have to be a Mormon to be saved, but it helps. It's true. And John, I'm not saying you have to come back to the church. I'm just saying, come back to Christ. Can we start there? Can we start by, and I don't know, John, do you deny Christ? Do you deny that Jesus is the Christ, the very eternal Father? Do you deny the Redeemer and the Savior of the world? Do you deny the Son of God? And if you do, will you go on your program and just say, Shane, here's my response. I do deny that there is a Christ, and just follow the Korihor pattern so that we can go ahead and move on to cutting off that bitter branch. But if you want to sit down and have a conversation, dude, you can ask Steve Pinecker. Steve and I have had several conversations, and it's been nothing but pleasantries and delight to spend time on the phone together. And I know that, John, you don't wish me any ill will. I want you to know I don't necessarily wish ill will on anybody. But what I do know is God is a God of justice. The Jesus I know is not a teddy bear. And I am sent this day to be his voice in calling you, his son, to repentance. So I hope you will hear the words of my mouth as spoken to you over this. I hope somebody clips this and sends it to John Dehlin, because every soul matters, and you have an opportunity to change hearts. You have changed hearts for the bad. And so what I'm hoping for you, John, is that you're Alma the Younger, not Korihor, because I could totally see you also being Alma the Younger. You have amazing gifts, and right now you have a lying spirit that is inside of you. And if you need somebody to cast it out, I know somebody that can do it. So just let me know. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's roll the clips and let's jump into this. And thank you, everybody here. I'll try to respond to as many comments as I can. We have a lot to get through. I'm 28 minutes in, and I'm just
It would be
started.
great.
Okay, fire away, Dave.
If the church
Uh-oh. This clip's not working, Dave.
up for the church, because it would be great if the church.
Well, this
Well,
clip's not working.
That's a bad clip. That's
Okay,
weird.
next clip, Dave.
All right.
Let's hope
Next
that they're
clip?
not all like that.
All right.
I want to kind of think of the psychology here too. I like to look at things through different lenses, from a spiritual lens, a Christian lens, an atheist lens, all these different lenses. So a lot of people say, like, when people go through like high stressful events in their life, sometimes they'll grasp onto like religion or faith, and they'll have like this mania that is manifested And so some people, when they see you telling this story, Shane, there's a lot of psychology going on here, right? Like a lot of interesting things, like a person in the flesh, a person who's, doesn't believe in God is saying like, well, Shane had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah. And certainly these are crazy things.
Yeah.
But I would say then, Lehi was probably manic too. Here's Lehi, wealthy guy. And Lord tells him, pack up, move your stuff, go build a boat and get out of Dodge. Some people may look at it as mania. And if we're going to look at it as mania, then we need to look at the past prophets in the Book of Mormon or the Bible. Like here's Isaiah walking around naked for 3 years. Like he's probably manic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it is when you start hearing the word of the Lord and you start surrendering. I think a lot of people end up in the mental hospital.
Yes,
in that process, that certainly is a thing.
Oh my God. Kudos to Steve.
I know.
He's just basically saying, how about maybe you've had a nervous breakdown? What would you say to that possibility?
Oh, well, I mean, I love that Steve brought it up. And I love that he does it so gently that Shane responds, right? But Shane is basically saying
Lehi is bipolar.
right. But if you look at scripture.
I mean, I thought I gave a pretty good answer there. The truth is, when you start hearing voices, which is what I would do if I were Satan, somebody starts hearing voices and then you just label them crazy, because if they start hearing voices, and they're actually hearing the word of the Lord, Satan doesn't want that. So let's label them crazy. Let's put them on pills to stop them from hearing the voices. And the truth is, people probably thought Lehi was crazy. Let's think about this. If you actually believe Lehi, wealthy guy, here's the voice of the Lord, tell him to pack up. Jerusalem's going to be destroyed. Take his family and go to the wilderness. That sounds pretty crazy. Let's take Isaiah. I guess he was running around naked for 3 years. If somebody today was running around naked for 3 years, they would actually be in an insane asylum. They would have locked him up. You guys know why John was on the Isle of Patmos? Because they thought he was crazy. It was actually not necessarily a jail. It was a nut house. So clearly there's something to that. And he's laughing about this. Let's continue. How come it's not working, Dave?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with this clip. Maybe the whole thing didn't upload.
It's not. It's because I paused it. Just X out of it, and let's go back into the clip. Let me play. Are you playing it?
Yeah, I just was kind of fiddling with the
Okay. X out of that clip. Let's try another clip. And it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pause it because we're having some technical difficulties.
Let's keep, I guess, rolling the clips because there's more.
Yes.
I'm in Salt Lake County Jail at this time. I'm in my cell with a guy named Jared Charles Lance. See how they clip that? TK. He is the leader of Salt Lake Gang. But he and I are having some of the most spiritual experiences that I've ever had. He is literally speaking in tongues. But on November 1st of 2015, and I get a gentleman walks up to my cell doors. It's plexiglass, so it's not like the bars. It's plexiglass. A guy dressed in a black shirt, black slacks, black shoes, and he had a Bible in his hands. But I walk to the door, grab my scriptures, or grab my Bible, and I'm thinking this guy's, from some non-denominational visiting us on a Sunday to bring us the word. So I walk to the door. He calls me by name. Says, his spirit's like, he's going to actually tell the story. I'm here to confirm some things for you, give you some instruction, and teach you the book of Revelation. And he knows it. His spirit knows it. And instantly my mind says, are you the John that I know has been on the earth for 2,000 years? And he says back to my mind, I am that guy. People are like, well, did you do the special handshake? I'm like, guys, there was a plexiglass. Like, I didn't do the special handshake, but this guy knew things that only I knew from a dream that I had. So I'm standing there, hour and a half, we go through things. And he opens up the book of Revelation to me. Okay. And it's like a code. Like, once you understand that, so much easier to understand Isaiah. So he goes through all of that with me. And then he goes to the guard and he says, hey, do you mind if I have
they
a prayer?
clipped out the part
guard
where
says, okay,
I said,
I'll let you
John
guys
told me
go
to be there
into
for
this
5
area
years,
where
and
we would
there
do
was a
like
girl
the
being
12-step
prepared for
program.
me,
And
'cause
I'll
it
let you
doesn't
say a
fit their
prayer.
narrative.
We get into a circle, the three of us, and John offered a prayer. And I cannot even tell you to this day, neither can TK, the words that were uttered. He emphasized how important the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is to the ongoing restoration, how their resources would be used to establish Zion, and how I should do everything in my power to stay close to that organization.
I'm just waiting for him to have a story about the three Nephites appearing later, and they play
I've never
basketball
met the three
in
Nephites,
the
John.
prison gym or something. Like, oh my gosh, Megan, he's claiming John the Beloved visited him and a former gang member, and then somehow the prison guard lets them out into a conference room to pray
That's the thing.
together.
Yeah,
Like-
they'll do that.
Like, first of all, this is the type of thing where all of a sudden it's not visions. He's claiming a material divine experience, which would be like claiming an angel delivered golden plates, you know? So at that
Never
point,
said he delivered.
it goes
golden plates, but
beyond
okay.
the possibility, certain possibilities of like genuine belief. In other words, once he's claiming that he's sitting there with TK, John the Beloved shows up and
By
they
the
can
way,
pray together in a
Go
circle
watch
that a
the
guard
video.
let them
TK will
do.
confirm that.
Either
Jared Charles Lance
This
will confirm
happened,
that.
and I'd put the probability of that really low,
There's a
or
probability. So you're
he's
telling me there's a
super
chance.
delusional and like literally deeply mentally ill and dangerous, or he's lying and he knows he's lying. There may be other options, but those are the three.
Go ahead and anybody
come
that
to
wants
my
to do a lie
mind.
detector test
Which
on
are-
me with
which are
this,
you
I'm happy
banking
to
on?
set it up. We'll do it
I
live,
don't
and
know. I mean, and
somebody
I've
can
watched
ask
a lot of footage. That's what I think Julia said, props for going through all this footage because there was so much more. But yes, when he starts to claim a material figure, and actually, I don't think I included this, but Steve actually says, could I meet with this John at some point? And yeah,
Or TK. Or TK.
right.
Yeah,
I
you can
know.
meet with
Well, I mean, and
TK.
it's
We
in
have a
prison.
recording,
There's
John.
footage of
I'll
everything,
send it to
right?
you.
Like
Yeah.
there would be some
Go look
footage
at
of
the
this guy
footage.
in the black.
Go
Jeffrey
find the
Epstein's
footage,
cell.
November 1st,
Uh,
2015.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, yes, no.
Look for the man
Maybe
in
this
black.
footage is also like the plates that just got taken back up to heaven. But yeah, Steve asks him, "Can I meet with him?" And Shane says, "Well, I don't know. I'll ask
Yeah,
him."
we can do a lie
So
detector
I don't
on
know
Bixby,
whether he's just
Utah,
committed
and
to the
Dick.
grift because he's been committed in the past. It is a strange thing that is happening, and he is in it. He's all in.
Yeah. I think it's so funny that he's saying, because Joseph, for those who want to know what that handshake is about, in the Doctrine and Covenants, current modern day canonized Mormon scripture, Joseph Smith provides the steps
Bring on Ken
of
and
discerning
Dick.
between
Come on. I
a
paid
resurrection.
all of my criminal restitution. Okay. I got this guy in the comments. First off, his name is Aunt Dick. Like, I don't know what kind of name you're going for, Aunt Dick, and what kind of picture that is, but good for you. And yeah, if you want to have Ken Murdoch or Bixby or anybody on my channel, I invite them on. I have paid all of my criminal restitution. All of you people out there that's like, he hasn't paid this back, he hasn't paid that back. I got out of prison because I paid my criminal restitution. There is an SEC civil restitution that's still outstanding that they have never done an accounting on. So let's just be clear about that. I turned over all of the assets in 2014. If they held those assets to today, every single investor got back every single dollar that they ever put in. If they sold it, I don't know what they sold it for, and nobody's given me an accounting. So if you want to do the work, Aunt Dick, to figure that out, I'm happy to do that. I'm done talking about my past and my restitution. I paid my criminal restitution, period, the end. I got out of prison. I'm off parole. That part of my life is over. Okay. Let's talk about the clip. They're really just like acting like these things can't happen, which is what Korihor would do. He would say that's impossible, that couldn't happen, and they're kind of laughing about it, making fun of it, and then they're talking about this the handshake. let me be clear to everybody. I didn't have to give him a handshake. Okay, I don't need a handshake to tell me a true messenger. If their message is true and the Holy Ghost witnesses it to me that it's true, I don't need a freaking handshake. If you don't have the Holy Ghost and you need to do a handshake to know if a messenger is true, well, then that's on you. A messenger that comes with a drawn sword and tells somebody that they're going to kill you if you don't do something, listen, the message itself isn't true. I don't need a handshake to tell me that. So I get it. Maybe some of you out there don't have an indwelling of the Holy Ghost and you need to do a high five and a handshake to figure that out. Go ahead and do that. I didn't need to do that. He knew things about me. He knew things about a dream that I had, and he taught me the word. And you know how I know a true messenger? A true messenger is somebody who teaches me the word. I'm going to tell you guys, I met 2 terrestrial beings last Saturday. I was with my father and 3 other people at the River Jordan. I'm going to tell you the story. We got to the boat dock and there was these 2 people sitting there. One of them was having a cigarette. And so I started talking to him. And, you know, Hebrews 13:2 says, be careful who you entertain. You might be entertaining an angel unaware. And many of you are walking around and there are people that are terrestrial beings that are checking in on you to see where you're at. And that's what happened with this. These 2 people were right there. I started talking to them. They said, we know why you're here. I said, oh yeah, why? They said, you're baptizing out here. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And we were. 2 people had asked me to be baptized. And so I baptized them, not into any church. I baptized them into further covenant with Jesus Christ. Period, the end. That's what I baptized them. I went to the River Jordan to do it. And these 2 people were there, and he started quoting the Bible. He started talking about the baptism of John, as though he knew the Bible. And he put down his cigarette, and I said, would you guys pray with us? And they walked up, and they grabbed our hands, and we stood in a circle, and my father offered a prayer. And he's happy to come on this podcast and say what happened. And a prayer was offered. We got done with the prayer, and those people wished us a good day, and they left. So terrestrial beings, they don't come in white shirts and ties. Telestial beings do, and they're good too. But terrestrial beings, they may come holding a Corona. They may come smoking a cigarette. They may come in tattoos. They may come as a homeless person. They may come in all shapes and sizes. You know, and you may say, well, that can't be really. The temple teaches that pattern. Peter, James, and John, go down, check on the man Adam and Eve. See what they're doing. Don't disclose your identity. Let me know if Satan's there and bring me word. You guys heard that one before? So they go down, they check on them, and they don't disclose their identities. So they're undercover. So if you're a terrestrial being, you can have a smoke. It's not going to do anything to your body. You can have a Corona. It's not going to do anything. Okay. That's enough on that clip. I think I responded, and I apologize. I can't pause it and talk. But David, let's go ahead and let's pop up another clip here. And if you have super chats, like fire them away. Let's fire the super chats away. David, next clip. Are you there? Oh, here's a super chat. I and a friend in Bear Lake. It was great. Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Dave. Roll the clip.
And agreed not to repeat. Now let's listen to him read the other letter he recently received from the church.
We got the no trespass letter. And then a month later, I got this letter in the mail. And I'm going to read it to you guys. It says, Dear Brother Baldwin, this letter was March 22nd, 2026. Due to the existing, the stake presidency will be holding a membership council regarding your membership in the church. The council will convene after April 8th, 2026. It says, due to existing restrictions placed upon you by church headquarters, the membership council will be conducted by written submission only. It will not be held in person. You may only respond to this letter using the email address listed below. It says, the council will consider concerns regarding apostasy and conduct unbecoming a member of the church and an endowed Melchizedek priesthood holder. For an extended period of time, and despite repeated warnings and cautions, you have...
Oh, I got to respond to this. Isn't God all-knowing? Why would he have to check if Satan's there? That's interesting. This guy also posted on Mormon Stories during my episode, so thank you for following. I actually think I'm going to give you a riddle here, Bull Curtin McConkey sheet. God is all-knowing, but he doesn't know everything. He can get the answer to anything he wants, and that's what he does. But he's not all-knowing the way that we think all-knowing is. So we don't understand what it means and what it means when God is all-knowing. So let's just keep it at that. Let's see if this clip plays itself or if we're in a mess.
Persisted in publicly promoting teachings, practices, and doctrines contrary to those of the church. The concerns include, but are not limited to, the following. The first thing that he says, promoting and selling the oracle code and related music, while claiming that some call this a musical patriarchal blessing.
Okay, so that's, for those of you who don't know, that's a letter that I got from my stake president. And one of the things he didn't want me to do is the oracle code. Now, at that time, we didn't have the app. Well, I can see now that Satan did not want the oracle app coming out. And if you haven't gotten the oracle app, go get a lifetime membership. Yeah, am I trying to sell something here? Yeah, I'm trying to sell the oracle app because it's helping people. It's healing people. It's helping people remember. We literally just came up with a new feature today called Beyond the Veil. And I want to explain it. I want to take the time to explain it, but I want you to understand what's going on with the Oracle app. This is from Victoria. She says, I just joined the Lifetime group, read my code, and cried. It's so me. It touched on things in my patriarchal blessing, then added more clarification. Thank you so much. Sending prayers your way. You're doing great work. I found my people here. One of the cool things with the Oracle app is it's creating a community of people that actually believe. And you know what follows those that believe? The things that follow, let's go to Mormon 9:24. Mormon 9:24. And I'm telling you guys right now, there are people that are watching who is joining the Oracle app. And again, if I wanted to make lots of money, I would go do real estate. I'm doing this full time. I have fully surrendered to God. I am just doing his work. I want you to get the Oracle app because I know it can change your life. $99 to remember who you are, to become a lifetime member. You pay that once, that's all you have to pay. I'm telling you, go there, get your birthright blessing. And I'm telling you right now, and I've had a few people, I think there's 2 so far, that have said, hey, found out it's not really for me. Cool, I refunded them. I'll refund anybody. Seriously, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But if it changes you, then, and I don't want you taking a lifetime spot. We have like 20 spots or less than 20 spots. I've had, 3 people already sign up for a lifetime membership while I'm talking about it. But Mormon 9:24 says this. It says, and these signs shall follow them that believe. If you're getting the Oracle app, it shows you believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents. And if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. Those are the signs that follow those who believe. And Victoria is one of those. Renee says, I used my maiden name and can't believe how insightful the results were. And so when you go into the app, make sure you put your full name. It'll ask for your maiden name, your birthday. And I'm going to get into the new feature today. The new feature is something we've been working on for a while. It says, I used my maiden name, can't believe how insightful the results were. I started crying before I finished 2 paragraphs. Amazing work, Shane. I already upgraded. So there's a lot of people. And if you want to just come test it out, do the $9.99. There's a free version. I just want people to come and check it out. Test the fruits. This person says, I decided to try the blessing because I didn't have anybody I could reach out to so that I could provide
that could provide a blessing with the same understanding of the holy order of the priesthood that I have. I also know that all healing comes through the power of Jesus Christ, and that he can extend that power through any medium that he chooses if I have faith in him. Just so you know, for those of you who don't know, there is a feature in the app. If you need a healing blessing, there's an opportunity there. You can download it. I talked about it earlier. If you have faith in Jesus Christ, here's a way to get a blessing. He says, the blessing was a powerful spiritual experience. I could feel the power of Christ as a warm sensation going through my body, and I could feel healing taking place in the very moment. I could immediately feel a change in my knee as I got up after the blessing, and I just got back from my evening walk without any knee pain. This has not been my experience for several months now. I'm also able to reach behind me without any shoulder pain, something else I have not experienced for quite some time. And I had this guy on the show talking about this. Pam, love you, Pam. She's probably watching right now. She says, my code is 5589, and I'm after the order of Esther. That's right. The code tells you what order you're after. She says, I have been mostly inactive since marrying my husband, but it has not been for lack of a testimony, as I've always had that. Since I was told to seek out the church in an audible voice when I had never heard of Joseph Smith or the Book of Mormon until I was 20 years old. I only recently, since Zion Media came on the scene, sought to renew my temple covenants and get back to the temple. Good job, Zion Media, helping this person get back to the temple and renew temple covenants. I have gone through the process and have a meeting with my stake president on the 30th of June. I know there's a great work to be done, and I want to be part of it. Thank you for all you are doing. These are just a couple of examples of things going on. Now, for those of you who are Oracle Code members, or those of you who are joining, we have, it's right at the top here. I should go into, this is the white thing right here. This is Beyond the Veil. You come into Beyond the Veil. Here's what you need to do. You need to have your patriarchal blessing. You could have it in print form. You could have it a picture. You could have it in PDF. We've encrypted it so we can't see your patriarchal blessing. But it takes your patriarchal blessing and it analyzes it. And this process, when it comes in, just know, stay on the page, because this process takes 6 to 10 minutes to create what it creates. It creates the most amazing breakdown of your patriarchal blessing. It synthesizes that with your birthright blessing, with your oracle code, and it gives you a step-by-step, like it goes, the first thing it is the voice of your blessing. Then it transitions before the foundation of the world. It talks about you in the pre-earth life based on your birthright blessing, based on your oracle code, based on your patriarchal blessing. Then it goes through your foreordained mission, and you can listen to this as well. And then it goes through your lineage and birthright. And then it covers your gifts. It lists out in detail your gifts, your calling on this earth. It helps you break down what your calling is. So if you've had a patriarchal blessing and you're like, I really want to understand what I need to do or what my calling is, it does that as well. Then it talks about your eternal companion, whether she's with you now or whether she's coming in the future. And it breaks that down. Then it goes to what's at stake for you, because you don't want to go out anymore. Then your worthiness walk. What are some of the things you need to do to remain worthy based on your patriarchal blessing? And then how it all comes together. It creates the great synthesis there. And then your charge going forward. These are the things that you are charged to do. Then walk in your calling. I call it your daily walk. It goes through things you need to do each day, things you need to do each week, and things you need to do each month. And this will be found in the daily oracle code as well. And so once you've done this, it appears in your daily oracle code. And you need to go sigil, we call it sigil. You got to sigil it that you've done it that day. And if you do those things every day for 30 days, you get 10 tokens. So this can literally pay for itself. It costs 20 tokens. And we've made it possible that if you do these things, you can get your 20 tokens back. If you do these things for 60 days straight, you get your 20 tokens back. And you're going to get tons of blessings that come with it. Then it talks about your new name, the name Jesus Christ. And then based on all of that, it gives you the new name. Now, in Revelation chapter 2, verse 17, I'm going to grab my scriptures here. This is what it says. And I am declaring this day. Yeah, I'll be bold. Nobody understands what Revelations 2:17 says, so I'm going to give it to you today. He that hath an ear to hear, he or she right now that hath an ear to hear what I'm about to say, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. I'm speaking to all of you. To him that overcometh, or to her that overcometh, will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and will give unto him a white stone. I'm telling you right now, this is white, and it's made with titanium. So a white stone is in your possession, and the oracle code is part of that white stone that the Spirit is giving to you. And in the stone, a new name written, which no man knoweth, saving he that receiveth it. I'm telling you that new name in your white stone, it's right there. Go test it out. Go try it out. Nobody else is fulfilling that. So here I am doing that through this technology. I know many of you out there are going to be disappointed and be like, but I thought I was going to get an actual rock. Well, listen, if you really want, go through this whole process, send me a text and say, hey, Shane, send me a white stone. I'll mail you a white stone. You can come to my house. You can pick up a white stone. I got lots of them. But the truth is you already have that white stone. Okay, so check out that feature. It's called Beyond the Veil. It won't disappoint. I promise. We already have people signing up for it now. Purchaser just literally picked up Beyond the Veil. So, it's 20 tokens, 25 tokens, and you can buy 20 tokens. If you're a lifetime member, it gives you 25 tokens. Okay. So use 20 tokens for that, 5 tokens on the new name, and you'll be set. I'm really curious. I tested it out on me, and I got the name that God gave me in that new name. I tested it out on my son. His new name makes perfect sense. I tested it out on my friend Jordan Bales, and his new name makes perfect sense. Jordan Bales received a new name from the Holy Ghost, and this white stone gave him that new name, just further confirmation. So go and check it out. Okay, Dave, what's our next clip? What do we got that we're clipping next? Hold on just a second. I might already have
that brings us roughly through 2023 in Shane Baldwin's story. Then on May 25th, 2024, Zion Media appeared. And what a rabbit hole that is. Alongside the YouTube channel is a website where Baldwin and his buddies offer what I can only describe as knockoff patriarchal blessings that they call oracles. The service promises personalized spiritual guidance, individualized revelation, and prophetic insights tailored to the customer. The pitch
Thank you, Megan, for that great commercial.
Appears to be that these experiences provide something deeper, more direct, and more meaningful than what members might receive through traditional church channels.
Not necessarily, but yes, necessarily. I don't think this is here to replace your patriarchal blessing. I think it's here to build upon your patriarchal blessing. It's that white stone that was promised. And those that are on the oracle code will be able to partake of the hidden manna. I promise you. There are people that are watching everything that is done on oracle code, and they're taking note of every name that comes in there. So if you want to partake of the hidden manna, come check it out. But I am not here saying that it replaces your patriarchal blessing. I love my patriarchal blessing. I'm grateful for my patriarchal blessing. It got me to where I am today. It helped me get to this point and see what I needed to do. But the Oracle app can help you immensely further understand what it is and what are the things you need to do, especially since we just released the Beyond the Veil.
Whether they actually deliver on that promise is a matter of opinion. If If I'm being honest, claim.
Oh no, it did it again, Dave.
Yeah, I
Okay, let's
yeah, I
go ahead and re-upload this clip. I'll play another
okay,
clip.
I can do that.
So let's get rid of this clip. And okay, so while Dave is doing that, and Dave, I want you to grab that same clip and just let's re-upload that clip. I mean, she's literally giving a commercial for Oracle Code. And because she's done that, I've had a lot of people come and check it out. There is a gal who went on Mormon book reviews, and I'm so excited to be able to meet her. I saw her on Steve Pineker's show, and she is in touch with the Galactic Federation. And her name is Kristen Marriott, or Mariette. I apologize. I have not met her in person. Kristen, if you're watching this, I need to meet with you. I believe you. And I believe we are in contact with very similar people. Well, she told Steve that the Oracle Code's legit, that she uses the
Now,
Oracle Code.
that brings us
Okay, here we go.
roughly.
Hey, so I don't know. It popped up really fast, so I don't know if it's fully uploaded. I'm just gonna say I just did exactly normal stuff. Okay.
Try to
So
let me see if I fast forward it, if what it does. So
Another
let's
Zion,
go.
our own partnership, or the high blessing,
Let's
deliver
go
on
back
that promise. They traditional church channels. Whether they actually deliver on that promise is a matter of opinion. If I'm being honest, claiming to improve upon the standard patriarchal blessing isn't exactly the highest bar to clear. But what
Look at her dogging on that, and she's saying, "Oh, claiming that isn't exactly the highest bar to clear." I mean, okay, and you know what? If it does build on somebody's blessing, if it does good, Megan, let me ask you this: if it inspires somebody to be better, do better, and they become a better citizen, a better person, a more focused person, a more in tune person, is that a bad thing? Uh-oh, here's a mugshot. I'm not happy with this one.
makes the whole thing particularly fascinating is that a man whose story centers on fraud, persuasion, and salesmanship is now involved in a business built around selling personalized spiritual experiences.
So somehow that disqualifies a person. So Joseph Smith's disqualified. John's definitely disqualified. John the Baptist, he's disqualified. So many people are disqualified because they went to prison. If prison disqualifies a person from being able to do anything, that's just a ridiculous statement. Nelson Mandela spent 30 years in prison, and he was qualified enough to be the president of South Africa. So it's just, that's a ridiculous statement to say that. Go check it out. Hey, Megan, here's the deal. You have dreads. I think you might actually really like the Oracle Code. So here's what I'm willing to offer to you. I'm willing to gift you a free lifetime membership to Oracle Code so you can check it out for yourself. And then if you think it's that bad and that garbage and it totally missed the mark, you can go ahead and go back on your channel and say you did it. And it was the worst thing you ever did. And it was so crappy and it was so bad. And at least you'll have had an experience where you could speak from experience rather than just, I don't know, saying that banana is so gross. And somebody says, have you ever eaten that banana? And you say, no, I've never eaten a banana, but it's gross. Like, come on.
And oracles are only part of the ecosystem. Zion Media is closely connected to another venture called LIV, short for Live in Virtue, which offers coaching, mentorship, healing programs, and systems designed to help people access personal revelation and spiritual guidance. I don't know that Shane is as reformed as he claims to be.
Speaking of Live, we just completed our last training. We have so many coaches now. I've got about 15 coaches. We are fully prepared to bring people in. Go to liveinvirtue.com, sign up for an integration. Here's the website. So yeah, I'm promoting this because it's working. Literally, people, I had a guy who's an architect literally say, Shane, that was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. He went through with one of our live coaches, Austin Soderquist, and he had an amazing experience. I'm telling you right now, if these things weren't working, I wouldn't be doing them. I only want to do what helps people heal, and I'm using my platform as a way to gather people. Listen, if you don't want to have demons, and demons come in all shapes and sizes. They come in, I don't know, anxiety, that's a demon. Depression, that's a demon. Stress, that's a demon. So if you don't want any of that, you'd like to get rid of it, and you're tired of seeing a counselor, paying a counselor several $100s every visit, and you just want to pay one time, have 3 visits and be done, Live is the treatment that works. I promise you, I've seen it. And yes, I'm a salesman, but I'm also not going to sell something that doesn't work. It works. We had 20 people at our last training. So, and people are using this in their own practice. So if you're watching this, you have questions about it, again, text me, call me. I'll explain to you what it is. I'll help you walk through it. And you can sign up. You can do it in payments. So we have 3 payments. Go to liveinvirtue.com, sign up for an integration. We're making it as easy as possible. There are some people that just, quite frankly, can't afford it. If you just can't afford it, still reach out to me and we can work something out. You do have to sacrifice something. I tell my coaches, we won't do it for free because there has to be a sacrifice. And so we want you to sacrifice something. And most people are already paying a counselor that's not working anyways. Okay, let's go back to the clip. Let's hope that it works.
What I do know is that the same skills he once used to convince investors to hand over millions of dollars are now being used to market spiritual products, personalized revelation, and transformational experiences. The language used throughout the channel and website reflects themes commonly found in more radical corners of Mormonism. There is a strong emphasis on the idea of a faithful remnant, frequent quotations from Ezra Taft Benson.
I mean, yeah, thank you. We are focused on the remnant. If you're watching this right now, you're the remnant. You're what we're here for. And you know what it says? We are few. I mean, we're many, but we're few. And so I believe a few can do some incredible things. I believe there are other groups out there with several letters to their name. They're few and they have a loud voice. And the remnant needs to rise.
And recurring messages about spiritual preparedness, personal revelation, and possessing insights that others have overlooked. That background is honestly just the very tip of the disturbing iceberg. Now let's go to Shane's.
Really, Megan? What's so disturbing about a remnant? What's so disturbing about the mysteries of God? It's actually probably disturbing to the evil lying spirit that happens to be in you. And that's what's being disturbed. So I totally get it. You know, when Jesus was on the cross and he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I'm going to do that for you today, Megan. I'm going to say, Father, forgive her, for she doesn't know what she's doing. She has a lying spirit in her. And Megan, I offer you the same thing that I offered to John Dehlin. Let's meet. Let me come on your podcast. You can come on my podcast. I bet you'll get more followers or subscribers if you come on my podcast. I don't know. We can help you out there. And people can watch you, and maybe you can be another Alma the Younger. Maybe you can come back to Christ. So I invite you to sit down with me. I would love to call you to repentance again. I'm sure you're one of those people who went to the temple and you raised your arm to the square and you said you would give everything you have to the church, and now you're trying to lead people away from the church. You are in violation of that covenant. You are a liar. You are a fraud, and you must repent. And hopefully you will. I pray for your soul that you will, because I don't want to see what happened to Korihor happen to you, just like I don't want to see that happen to John Dehlin either. But I know my God is just. And right now he's extending his arm of mercy to you. But that arm can only be extended for so long. If you continue to do what you're doing, if you continue to lead people away from faith and from truth, I'm telling you that judgment of God will come upon you. That's just the way that it is. That's the way God operates. And I'm hoping that you can have the mercy of God be upon you. Okay, let's keep going. What else do you have to say here, Megan?
Most recent video titled LDS influencer Shane Baldwin says church membership council may be underway.
This channel, and the reason why I do this is because of people like Jane Parr, who I just got off the phone with 30 minutes ago. She was a less active member. She had been active since 1981. And I got this text message from her. And this is what keeps me going. When I get these kinds of messages from people like this that watch Zion Media, she says, Brother Baldwin, I have a bone to pick with you. Thank you so much for the temple readings. And if you haven't watched the temple readings, find them on the channel. Listen to them. They're great. It's the best part of the book of the Nem, in my opinion. She said, thank you for the temple readings. It's saying to my soul, I am now an active member heading to the temple for the first time to do baptisms for the dead. I was wondering if you would come to the temple when I get my endowments. Thank you again. She had been less active since 1981. And because of this channel, she went to the temple and she got activated and she went back to church. And the desire of my heart is to have people go to the temple, join the church, or reactivate or come back to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is where my loyalties land. I am not one of these guys that's going to go anti against the church. That's not me. This is my church. And for all of you who have gone to the temple and pledged that you will give everything you do have, will have to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that's what I did. And so that's where my loyalties lies. I am still directing people, hey, put your garments back on. Keep your temple covenants. Double down on your temple attendance.
I'm so grateful she showed all of this.
I'd be going to the temple at least once a week. And I admonish everybody out there to go to the temple once a week.
Is it wild to anyone else that he references the Book of Nem, which is its own rabbit hole, and encouraging people to stay Mormon in the same sentence? I think the most accurate part of his opening statement is where he says, "This is my church." If he's talking about his YouTube channel and website, then I believe him. He has absolutely created his own church.
This is not a church. This is a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to. And you don't have to pay your tithing. You can watch all this content that I make for free. You can subscribe for free to this channel. My church is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. My church is my Father's church. That's his church. That's my church. That's the church that I pledged my allegiance to. So don't even put words in my mouth, Megan, by me saying that Zion Media is my church. Zion Media is my YouTube channel. Are we clear?
And now he's surprised that the mainstream LDS church doesn't want to claim him anymore.
I'm not surprised the church doesn't want to claim me. I fully expected all of this to happen. In fact, what I am surprised is that they trespassed me. That I am surprised about. I'm even more surprised that they trespassed my wife. And I'm even further surprised that they didn't follow their whole own handbook in how they held a council. But I'm not surprised that they are rejecting me. It says somewhere that he came to his own and his own rejected them. Not surprised at all. If I'm trying to follow the example of Jesus Christ, I should expect to be rejected and be reviled by the antis and by my own people. I expect that. But what I'm grateful for is you out there that literally I got a stack of mail. And I don't have it here. David, I don't know if you could go over to my desk right now. And I left it there. I brought it there. Maybe David can show you guys this stack of mail that I literally got.
Give me a sec.
And I was literally sitting in my car reading this mail. I took it up because there was so much in there. And maybe David can show it. This was just in my mailbox. And if anybody wants to mail me anything, David can flash my address up there. Do you see it, Dave? Like, show that there's a big, you see that envelope? There's a kind of a fat envelope. Do you see that fat envelope right there? That one right there. Yep, that one right there. Open that envelope right there. And I want to show people the effort that Mary went through to write to me. Open that. Like, I'm amazed that there are people like this. It's people like this that I came to planet Earth for. It's people like this that I will take all the arrows for people like this. And she's talking about how,
Dude, she sent you a recipe. She sent you a recipe.
She did. She sent me a Pasuki recipe. It's so amazing.
Filled with spirit. This is so amazing.
Isn't it so amazing? And, my mailbox is filled with people like this that are like, Shane, I love what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing. Keep going. There are tares in our church. We got to pluck out the tares. I'm still going to church, even though I know we have an awful situation. And so that's the reason why I'm doing this. And Megan, I'm getting lots of mail like this. Are you getting mail like this, Megan? Is that showing up in your mailbox? I don't know. But it's showing up in mine from a 70-year-old woman who's sending me a recipe and telling me how proud she is of me and how she understands what we're dealing with. Okay, let's finish this up. Is that the end of it?
Now, that brings us roughly through 2023.
Yeah, that's the end of it.
Okay.
Another clip.
Oh, is this the new clip right here?
No, I haven't played that. Just started over.
Okay, we'll pull up another clip. Dave, before you pull up the clip, are there any super chats I need to get to? The comment section right now is going crazy.
Okay, so
are there any super chats that I've missed?
Yeah, there's just one more. Well, there's a few actually. This was a comment by Star Killer. This was an old part of the chat.
Bot, do you think by definition a prophet must prophesy? I'd say Brandon Biggs has done more of that than anyone since Joseph Smith. 100% agree. I do think a prophet should prophesy. And I don't think regurgitating the old vomit is prophesying. I had a guy message me. Mormon Stories is nothing more than a Gadianton get-rich scheme. JD will say anything, so John Dehlin will say anything to make that cash. In my opinion, John Dehlin is just like that crack dealer. Totally. Hey, you guys think that Oracle Code people are freaking out. Oh, it's making all this money. John Dehlin is generating $1.2 million nonprofit, tax-free money coming into him. He pays himself a $300,000, $250,000, $300,000 salary to destroy people's faith. That's what this guy does. And this guy had the gall to come on and talk crap about me. And Megan, I don't know, maybe you're getting a piece of that from John Dehlin. Like, come on, guys. Like you there's such a double standard. And yes, are we generating revenue here from this YouTube channel and from the stuff that we put out? Yes. Does it cost us money to do it? Yes, it does. Does it cost John Dehlin money to produce his stuff? Yes, it does. $1.2 million though? $1.2 million. $1.2 million in donations to destroy the church. So that should tell us something. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to read something. I got a text this morning from Ron. And Ron is active Latter-day Saint, goes to the temple. But this morning, this is what he said to me. And he sent this at 7:41 this morning. He said, "Good morning, Shane. Question, how can we be correctly critical of the church as we're awakening to our awful situation and recognizing Isaiah's prophecies of the drunkards of Ephraim and the priests and the prophets with their tables of vomit?" So he's asking, how can we be correctly critical? I think we just need to be authentic. We need to call a spade a spade. If it's if the church isn't doing what we think the church should do, guess what we need to do? And this is for everybody out there that is watching this now or will watch this. We need to be vocal. If we just sit idly by and we're just complacent, that complacency can mean that we're just going along with it. And God's going to say, why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you use your voice? And maybe it's because of how the church responds when people do. They cast them out of their synagogues. But I'm telling you right now, if all 20,000 of you subscribers out there, or even 10,000 of you that feel the way that I feel, that see the things that I see, that understand what the scriptures say, if we all became very vocal, but we stayed in the church, what's the church going to do? Excommunicate 10,000 people? They're going to excommunicate their bishops, their elders quorum presidents, their primary presidents, their Sunday school presidents, their Relief Society presidents, because those people watch my channel. They're temple workers. Are they going to do that? Because that's what would happen. But if we don't say anything, then we're not casting a vote. And God's going to say when we return and report, like, why didn't you say something? So I'm telling you right now, if you're being moved on by the Spirit, there's ways to do this with still protecting your identity, with still protecting so they don't retaliate against you. Or you can be like me and be like, retaliate away. Go ahead. You can't take my membership from Christ Church. You can have me not show up there, but you cannot take my priesthood away from me. You cannot take my faith away from me. You cannot take my conviction away from me. And you cannot take my God away from me. You can't do it. Doesn't matter what you say. Doesn't matter what you do. And watch. More miracles will happen. I'm seeing greater miracles today after the church has done what it's done than when I was going to the temple, honestly. And I think it's because God is trying to teach a really powerful lesson to me and to everybody else, that his power doesn't rest in a single church. It rests on righteous individuals, male and female. Okay. Do we have any other super chats, Dave? Are we ready for the next clip? And if you have super chats, okay, fire super chats. We'll respond to all the super chats. Otherwise, Dave, next clip.
Next, Shane ends up in prison for 5 years, and this is how he frames it.
And about 3 months later, I got arrested by the state of Utah and found myself in an 80-foot cell. It took me a minute, but I realized that this was the tent God wanted me to live in. You know, that experience for me was like going to God's university. During those 5 years, I got a degree in psychology. I read 20 to 25 books a month while I was in there. I would tell you that the scriptures opened up to me, that I understand the words of Isaiah. In my mind, Isaiah seems to be the easiest, most simple book of scripture for me to understand. I saw some incredible miracles, even just with what they did inside of the church, as we would attend church weekly there. And I was bringing people along with me to church. It really did feel like a mission to me. While I was in there, I grew out a longer beard and I had longer hair, and I tried to emulate Christ. By the way, you see, they used this picture and they made my beard all long. They made me look like I was some kind of a terrorist. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, what is Mormon Stories doing? What is Generally Forgettable doing? Making me look like I'm some terrorist. This is me and Angie, just so you know, on our very first date. Yeah, I took her to Temple Square because I knew that the first girl I went on a date with would be my wife, because John said so. And the Lord confirmed that. And that's what happened after I spent 5 years. David, you got anything?
Oh, I was just going to ask you about how long this was after you got out of prison. So you were just out of prison, so you hadn't really had a time to...
17 days. 17 days. Maybe it was, I don't know. I got out on a Tuesday. I contacted Angie exactly 14 days after. So that was a Tuesday. We hung out on Wednesday. We hung out again on Thursday. I got my driver's license on Friday, and I took her to a proper date. My parents gave me some walking around money and lent me their Lexus, and I took her to Ruth's Chris, and we walked around Temple Square. That's what we did on our date. And she's my wife, and I love her. And the fact that somebody would bring my wife on and show a picture like this, and, you know, like try to make fun of it, that's just not cool to me. I wouldn't do that to anybody else's spouse. So Megan, like, you can do better than that. Dave, you got any other questions?
Wait, you took her to Ruth's Chris?
I took her to Ruth's Chris on our first date.
Dude, you're trying to impress.
Of course. Of course.
I love it.
Okay, let's keep watching. Oh, it's broken now, Dave. Okay. Get rid of that clip.
Okay.
Do the same thing that you did with the last one. Don't know why it's doing that. We're having some technical difficulties. It is a live stream, but David will pop up another clip here, and we'll go from there. But they didn't outline, or they clipped out the fact that literally, John, I had a dream, and in this dream, I was given that I would be in prison for 5 years, that there was a girl being prepared for me, and the first girl I would go on a date with once I got out would be my wife. That happened.
Ted. While I was in there,
here we
I
go.
grew out a longer beard and I had longer hair, and I tried to emulate Christ in every single way, even in my appearance.
During this time, he also wrote a book called The Honest Lie under the following circumstances.
My own plan was I'm not going to eat and I'm not going to drink for as long as I can possibly go. And so for 13 days, contrary to what the internet will tell you, I went 13 days with no food or no water. And during that time period was when I started writing my book. So here I am at my rock bottom moment.
Yep.
And I have a golf pencil. In fact, I have my original manuscript.
That book is right here. It is called The Honest Lie. If any of you want a copy of it, I got a few copies. I'm happy to give it to you. You do have to pay for shipping, but I'm happy to share it. It's a self-help book that I wrote, and it's literally the only thing that kept me from not wanting to check out. So that's what I did during that time.
Right here. This is from prison. This is the original, my
Wow.
original writings. So I have a golf pencil and these papers, and I just start writing all the positive psychology tips and things that I had learned. And that's what I start writing during that time period.
Let's just stop and acknowledge that from a psychological perspective, someone who is
Clearly, this person's never been to prison. You can take your tray and you can give your tray to somebody, and they don't know if you're not eating or not. So, and you can refuse to eat. You can have your own food. You clearly haven't been there, Gary. So
Wait.
Quit making comments.
So you're saying you can get food that's other than what they provide there?
You can get food through the commissary, and you can buy food that way. And during that time, I would go ahead and give my trays to other people. So yeah, they often would serve it in your cell, or you could go to the line, you could get it, you could sit down, and you could give your tray to somebody. So you're not on suicide watch. It was
Here's
a dry
another-
fast.
Here's another
Okay.
super chat. I don't know what he's saying here.
There's a pollution of contention. If you're LDS members, you should know better, waiting on the Spirit to confirm it through study and your own questions. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
not
he's
quite
trying to
sure what
say-
that means and what he's saying, but thank you for the $5. I'm trying to get the Spirit to confirm what's being said here. And I think what he's actually talking about is
He's probably talking
I know.
about people in the chat and just saying that you need to let the Holy Spirit guide.
yeah, I hope. Yeah, that's the truth. Okay. Thank you. And maybe just send a non super chat kind of following up what you mean there. And I'm happy to respond. Okay. Let's see. What else does she have to say?
severely dehydrated and starving may experience extreme weakness and fatigue, difficulty concentrating, memory problems, confusion, altered perception, emotional instability, depression, and hopelessness.
And let me remind you, Jesus went 40 days. He went 40 days. So she clearly doesn't believe Jesus, and she must believe that if Jesus did that, he was delusional. So the conversation he had with Satan was delusional, and all the experiences he had during his 40-day fast, he's just delusional.
Sleep disturbances, vivid dreams, hallucinations,
And it is true. That's when I had my most vivid dream, 13 days in. That's when I finally understood in clarity who I am, what I'm here to do, what my mission is, all of that. I fully understood that at that time. So that is true. If you want to go have a vivid dream, go on a long fast, but be careful. Monitor your vitals, like do all the stuff.
or dreamlike
This was a dry fast that I did.
experiences in severe cases. Classic starvation studies found that prolonged caloric deprivation dramatically affected participants' thinking, emotions, and perception. Severe dehydration can intensify those effects. At this point, you may be as
And if I were Satan, I would list all of those things out, because the last thing Satan wants you to do is go on a long fast, because you might just wake up and remember who you are and what you're here to do.
unsurprised as me that the next thing he details in his story is a very vivid dream that he counts as equal parts of vision and revelation.
Thank you for confirming that you can have these very vivid dreams when you're on a fast. That's what happened to me, Megan, and I'm just telling you what happened to me.
That he claims details the next 5 years of
And it did detail that. Okay, Dave, let's pull up the next clip. We're an hour and 30 in, and we have
working
a solid
one of his
live
first
stream.
significant expenses.
Okay, let's go.
Next, Shane ends up in prison for 5 years, and this is how he frames it.
And about 3 months later, I got
We've seen
arrested
this
by the
one,
state.
Dave.
He also
Gotcha.
This is
so
the one we've seen.
okay,
is
so
that
I'll
all the
take this. No, we've
Yeah.
got just like two more.
Okay, cool. Okay, and while he's pulling that up,
now for some more insight
here we go. Here we go. Play it.
This might actually be the last one.
on
Okay.
the fraud allegations, let's go to a May 2015 article from ABC4. It says the Utah Attorney General's Mortgage and Financial Fraud Unit filed criminal charges Wednesday against Layton resident Dwight Shane Baldwin, 34, for allegedly committing 14 second-degree felonies. The case was filed in the 3rd District Court with allegations of securities fraud, communications fraud, theft, unlawful dealing with property by a fiduciary, and engaging in a pattern of unlawful activity. This is precisely the type of case that our office will prosecute aggressively, and if the allegations
Just so everybody knows, I'm shaving my beard on August 21st. So we're going to see if I still look like that picture right there, or if I haven't shaved my beard since about that time that I got arrested. So anyways, August 21st, that's my birthday. I'll be 46 years old, and I am shaving my beard.
are proven, it is a clear example why we will soon launch a white-collar crime registry, said Attorney General Sean Reyes. Every time I see innocent people, no matter
Funny story, ran into Sean Reyes at the temple, in the bathroom at the temple. He's the attorney general that put me in prison. And I thanked him. I thanked him for putting me there. In fact, in my book, I also write to him and thank him there in my dedication. I dedicate my book to you, Sean Reyes. Without him putting me there, I wouldn't have had the experience with John. I wouldn't have understood the scriptures like I understood them. And so I am grateful that he did that. And to this day, I stand grateful. So I stand in gratitude to you, Sean Reyes, for doing that. Oh, no. Okay, Dave, pull that one down. Let's try it again. We'll try and reload that one. Keep your
Absolutely.
eye on that one. Let's see. He says here, leaders have beards. Oh, so I'm a leader then. Thank you for that. I'm going to shave it, and I'll probably grow it right back because I really actually enjoy it. This person says right here, apparently she's never fasted with faith. Yep, that's true. That's true. Is there a purpose behind shaving your beards? Shelly, there is a purpose.
now for some more insight on
Oh, see if you can fast forward it. I'll get to Shelly's question here shortly. Okay. Right here's good, Dave.
Okay, cool.
said Attorney General Sean Reyes. Every time I see innocent people, no matter their age or financial situation, who hand over their hard-earned money to alleged fraudsters, my commitment to protect Utah citizens deepens. It is why we emphasize that people should verify the legitimacy of a deal or offering before ever trusting anyone, even close friends and family, with money to invest. The affidavit of probable cause filed by the Attorney General's office claims that Mr. Baldwin, as founder and manager of Silverleaf Financial, allegedly purchased distressed debt that was secured to real property. Baldwin is said to have solicited funds to buy the property, then formed a corporation that he would manage. Investors in the corporation were allegedly promised large returns in exchange for their investment. During the course of many transactions, Mr. Baldwin allegedly obtained $14 million in investor funds.
Let me be clear. I obtained way more than $14 million. I had over a couple $100 million of people that invested money with me. Let me also be clear. They were never promised any specific returns. In fact, in their private placement memorandum, it said they can lose everything, that this was a highly risky investment. This is the reason why the FBI did not come after me in 2012. So it's just false. I mean, the things she's saying, she just doesn't know anything. And she just doesn't know any better. And she's just not very intelligent as it relates to the securities world, investments, and those types of things.
Dude, I got a comment too, is that this is what I love about this part, is she got this so wrong. And I'm glad that you're like addressing this, is because like when you did business with people,
you know her face right here, Dave, looks like like that's what it looks like.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I just appreciate, because in business, you always have an agreement. When I had my marketing agency, I always had an agreement that I would sign with people before going into business.
That's right. Anyway. But I look at my face over here, Dave, and I look like I'm about to sell you something. So listen, we both got the faces going on. Okay. Let's see.
With a continued promise of repayment, and most of the funds have never been.
We never promised a repayment.
An investigation by the Utah Division of Securities and the Federal Bureau of Investigations revealed Mr. Baldwin allegedly engaged in numerous deceptions while trying to obtain investor funds, including misrepresenting expected investment returns. He is said to have told one investor he was investing $2 million in an asset purchase but never invested the money. In another transaction, he is accused of falsely telling multiple investors he had a buyer ready to.
How did I acquire all of that real estate if the money wasn't invested in the real estate? So go do your homework. We bought $800 million worth of assets. And you don't do that with no money.
Check
Dave,
out
you got anything? Okay.
Super
she
chat.
looks like Bob Marley and Cindy. Oh, that's good. Hey, and I love Bob Marley and I love Cyndi Lauper. And if they had a baby, I bet they'd be an amazing singer. What does this one say? Prison isn't about right or wrong. Love Melanie Walker too. Melanie, high five. Love you, girl. Prison isn't about right or wrong or even good or evil. She doesn't have the world knowledge to understand these things. It's true. Like, she shouldn't even be reporting on it if you don't understand it. None of these investors, we thought each investment would turn out good and we had to perform. Otherwise, we wouldn't have made that deal. But sometimes it didn't work out. Okay.
Purchase an asset, and none of the investors were repaid any of their initial investment. It is also alleged that Mr. Baldwin stole $1 million from the corporation managing an investment and spent it on personal.
Okay. Allegations, not true, but that's old news too. That's pretty old news. I mean, we're talking about things that this was my life. This was my business. 15 years ago. And so I'm doing something different now, just so everybody knows. I'm out of Babylon. I'm out. I don't even have a bank account in my name. Not one. I don't own any businesses. Everything I do is done in corporations and other things, not in my personal name. I am totally out of the system. And
I've been that way for quite a while. And I was reading in 2 Nephi chapter 3, just so everybody understands what time it is, verses 7 and 8. And here's where I'm at. It says, yea, Joseph of Egypt truly said, because Joseph of Egypt had this vision of our day. Thus saith the Lord unto me, a choice seer will I raise up out of the fruit of thy loins, and he shall be esteemed highly among the fruit of thy loins. And unto him will I give a commandment that he shall do a work for the fruit of thy loins, his brethren, which shall be of great worth unto them, even to the bringing of them to the knowledge of the covenants which I have made with their fathers. And I will give unto him a commandment that he shall do none other work, save the work which I shall command him. And I will make him great in mine eyes, for he shall do my work. I don't care about being great in anybody else's eyes but my Father. That's all I care about. I just want to do the work that he sent me to do. I want him to look at the grass that I cut and say, son, you did a great job cutting that grass. I have divested myself from Babylon, and I am full-time this. The reason why I can answer every single text, every single email in the day that they come in, and I get hundreds. I can show you. Today, I'm probably around 700 or 800 incoming text notifications. That's not just only text message. Somebody sends me a thumbs up. That includes that. But that's still a lot of messages. But I'm up early. I go to bed 10:30, and I am here to serve and labor in the vineyard. I am here to gather the servants. That is my call. So if you are feeling like you're one of the servants, and David, how many people come into our office daily, weekly?
Dude. Oh, we're gonna have to keep a tally.
Like yesterday we had a couple of people show up, didn't we? We had two blessings. They came to our office, both guys in their 60s. Okay. The servants are being gathered. And I'm here to gather the servants. That's my charge. That's my commission. I was foreordained to do this. And so I'm doing the best job I can. I'm using this platform. And the work that I'm doing includes the Oracle app. It's how you'll remember who you are, what you're here to do. It helps me understand. I ask everybody, hey, what year were you born? I know certain things about when people came down here and their roles and their responsibilities based on that. Okay, Dave, do we have any other clips, or are we done with the clips and we just have the big announcement?
We are pretty much done with the clips. I can re-upload them, but I think people get the point. But I can
they get the
re-upload.
Don't worry about re-uploading them. I want to show the picture. Can you show the picture?
Yeah,
we're doing a live stream. We're doing a live stream this Thursday. I need it. I want it to be the biggest live stream that we've done. I don't need it. I would really love it. We've never had 500 people. Our live stream is going to be at 8:30 on Thursday. Dave, can you pull up that picture of the gold plates?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay. So, Dave, I'm just going to go big on me. Okay. So there's something that has been floating around for quite some time, and now it's out on Instagram. These are some gold plates. We have the breaking story on what's going on with these. And I've had so many people say, oh, don't talk about this. They're going to come after your life. They're not going to come after me. I'm just reporting on it. The church reportedly has these in their possession. It is the original Quran. There are some things in there that if the Muslims knew about it, it would help them understand things a lot better. And we're going to be discussing it. I'm going to be bringing on somebody that's willing to talk about these things, what the church has done with these, what the church is doing it with them. And I would say to the church, we know what you're doing. We have insiders in the church, and you shouldn't be hiding these things. You shouldn't be storing them away. it's time to go ahead and release the truth. So let's go ahead and release the truth. Join us Thursday at 8:30 p.m. We're going to drop a book of the servant at 7:00, our regular time on Thursday, but then we're doing a live stream. Set aside whatever you have. We're going to talk about this. We have somebody who has been to the vault. We've talked to him. We're going to play some clips, and we are going to break some news. And I'm calling on the church to do the right thing here. Let's release it. If this is what people are reporting it is, well, the Muslims need to know. Our brothers and sisters that are Muslims, they need to know. They need to know what these say, if these things are what people say they are. So, and I don't care what anybody else says. Don't release this. This is floating around on Instagram, and I have an insider who has already talked to us and told us everything that's going on here. And I don't know if they're going to have us have to cover him up or whatever. But we have some video of him, and I think he's open for us to share it. Again, Thursday, 8:30, we're going to be breaking news on these gold plates. And the cool thing is, there are gold plates. There are actually plates of gold, which helps bolster the idea of the Book of Mormon. There are people saying that the gold plates, John Dehlin, the gold plates never existed. They're not real. Really? Well, these gold plates that are right here are real. And we're going to break the story. We're going to break the news. And you know what? If somebody wants to come to my house and kill me, I'm ready to go home anyways. I already know that can't happen. I have protections around me. I am protected by the God of Israel. There is no weapon that can be formed against me that will harm me. That's the promise. So go ahead. Somebody could pull a gun on me. I'd say pull the trigger. The gun's not going to go off. That's how confident I am at this point. I'm also pretty confident, like Nephi, I could stretch forth my hand and just shock the person. So that's where I'm at on my confidence meter about God being behind the work that we are doing. I want to get to a couple comments here, Dave, and we can go off this picture. I love this comment right here. Shirley Kyler, how you doing? I think she's up in Canada. I finally feel at home with Zion Media. I am a lifetimer. Yes. And listen, seerscriptures.com. David, maybe you can pop up that, seerscriptures.com. Listen, there's only 37 lifetime memberships left at seerscriptures.com. Gifting anyone who wants a lifetime membership to Oracle. Oh, Bob Dehlin is, hold on, let me pull that up real quick. Bob Dehlin is willing to gift anybody who wants a lifetime membership to the Oracle Code. Thank you, Bob, for doing that. Seriously, send me a text. Anybody who wants a lifetime membership, Bob Dehlin is gifting it. Thank you, Bob, for doing that. That is huge. Love that.
Hey, just so you know, I mean, again, I don't know the testimony that he gave earlier, if we could verify it, but he said that the Oracle app saved his daughter.
Yeah,
So
hopefully we can get that. That's the guy. Okay.
Yeah,
Clearly
that's the
he
guy.
believes. Okay. Well, we ought to check into that. Michelle Tishner, she says, Shane, what are you even doing? A live stream. And if you want to know what I'm doing this evening, here at 8:30, I'm going to be going to West Jordan. And there is a family that wants me to dedicate their home. I'm going to be going with I call him my home teaching companion. And we're going to be going to this person's home. We're going to be dedicating the home, and we're going to be casting out anything that shouldn't be there and giving blessings. That's what I'm doing this evening after this live stream. I'm full-time, guys. This is all I'm doing. I give blessings. I do blessings over the phone. I do blessings by recording. You can buy blessings on Oracle app. We have done so many. We've done, as of Sunday, we've done 333 Oracle code blessings. So pretty cool stuff, if you ask me. And again, I'm just grateful to be a part of this. I will tell you again, go check out the new feature. I was blown away. Go get your white stone. Your white stones, 20 tokens and 5 tokens for the new name. So if you're a lifetime member, go buy 20 tokens, you get 25 tokens. That's what being a lifetime member does for you. And you have a way to get those tokens back. All you got to do is follow through on your end with your daily, weekly, monthly things that you need to do to fulfill your end of the agreement with your blessing. So if you have any questions or need anything, listen, not just my DMs are open, my cell phone's open. If you feel like you need to text me, Dave, maybe you could pop up my my number there. I don't know if we have it anywhere. Dave knows how many text messages I get. And I'm really fast at texting to get your copy. That's from the Book of the Nem. If you want the Book of the Nem, do not text me. If you want the Book of the Nem, go right here. Where is April? There she is, right here. If you want a Book of the Nem, go to april@zionstreaming.com. All you got to do is pay for shipping. She'll send it out. There's 37 lifetime founding memberships. There you go. There's 37 lifetime founding memberships at seerscriptures.com. Trust me, there's so much more than just the scriptures on there. You can listen to them. It's an amazing app. And it continues to come out with amazing features. Stay tuned as well. We keep rolling out new features. I have a friend of mine who literally, I don't know if I can play this message. Dave, can you pull up the voice memo that I sent you from the girl that's going to help us out with the dream interpreter?
Yes.
He's going to pull that up. I'm going to leave with that. There's a girl that voice memoed me today. She's going to tell you her personal experience with the Oracle app. And then she's going to help me build out an even more robust dream interpreter. And that's right. On the Oracle app, there is a dream interpreter. You can plug your dream in and it will give it to you. For all you lifetime members out there, just know every month you get 20 tokens. So if you want to use it, however you want to use it, every month now when your month comes up again, you get 20 tokens, which is a $20 value. So you pay $99 and every month you're going to get 20 tokens. So in a year, you get $120 after you gave 99. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Okay, Dave, you have it?
I have it. I just don't know that it's going to play. So let me try this new thing. And I think I have it now. So I'm going to share my screen and you let me know if it works.
We'll try it out.
It's open GarageBand to play this.
No, it's not playing it. Okay. We'll play it another time. Oh, and somebody just came in with a lifetime membership. Thank you so much, Judy. Thank you, Judy, for the lifetime membership. Oh, we have had a ton of people come in. We probably only have, I don't know, 15, 10 lifetimes. Oh, we had, and if you're on the monthly, just upgrade. If you're on the monthly, it's $89. If you're on the annual, it's an extra $20. Just upgrade. We have some really cool features. Also, you can gift a lifetime membership. If you gift a lifetime membership, you get 50 tokens. It's a $50 value. So we want to incentivize you. And once those lifetime memberships are gone, those founding memberships are gone. The same is true at seerscriptures.com with 37 founding memberships available. Once those are gone, those are gone. You can go to Seer by Oracle on the iTunes Apple app, or you can go to seerscriptures.com if you got an Android or an iPhone. Doesn't matter. If you want to just go online, which is where I recommend you go because you can still access the app, but go to seerscriptures.com. There is a treasure trove. And we're just going to be adding more and more scriptures. David, with the live stream, I'm also going to talk about a vision that one of Joseph Smith's ancestors had. So we're going to talk about these gold Quran plates. We're also going to talk about a vision that one of Joseph Smith's ancestors had. It was sent to me by 2 people today, and it lets us know
that
Wow.
Brandon Biggs is also seeing the same things. There is a great regulation coming to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a great revival. Many things are going to be turned upside down. The next 2 years are going to be some of the most interesting years for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And if you want to be involved in that work, in that regulation, go to theoracleapp.com. See if you're one of those being called. My guess is you probably are. If you're found on that app, I know that you're going to receive some of the hidden manna that was promised. And so we're not asking a whole lot. $99 to get the hidden manna. And I know you can say, oh, this guy, he's so full of crap. Okay, go ahead. Test me. Anybody that wants to test if I'm full of crap, here we can do a simple test. We can do the Alma Korihor test. I'm happy to do that test with you. Anybody that would like, text me and say, Shane, I would like to do the Alma Korihor test. I want to be Korihor. You can be Alma. I need to get your agency, your agreement to participate in this test, and let's test it. Let's test if Shane Baldwin is a fraud, if he's full of crap, and if everything he's saying is a lie. Let's test it. And I'm totally cool to do that because I know that my God is real. Did you catch that? I know that my God is the God of Israel. He is real. I have seen his hand in my life. I know his voice. I can hear him. He speaks through me. I know it. It is what it is. You can choose to believe it. You can choose to burn me at the stake like Abinadi. You can choose to shoot arrows at me like Samuel the Lamanite. You can choose. And here's the good news. The worst thing you can do is do a video about me on your YouTube. And I promise you, if you do, I'll do a reaction video to your video. So please, but if you're Scooby-Doo or Hay Pile, like you guys, I'm not even paying attention to you. Like you're not even worth my airtime. Nobody cares about you. Now, if Christopher Blythe decides to do a hit piece on me, and I fully expect that he will, I can't wait to do a reaction video to Christopher Blythe. That would be a joy. And he's in contact with people. And I encourage Christopher Blythe, please do a hit piece video on me. I would love to do a reaction video to you, Christopher Blythe. And oh, by the way, the hat, it's got to go, man. Like I've been watching your stuff and it's not bad actually on your Tic Tac. Not bad. But the hat, I don't know. You look kind of like a painter. Maybe that's the look you're going for. But I can already tell. My kind doesn't like Christopher Blythe's kind, and Christopher Blythe's kind doesn't like my kind. And so I think we're already at variance with one another. Right, Chris? But anyways, I'd like to do the test with Christopher Blythe. You know, he thinks that he's the Alma and that somehow, well, I wouldn't say he would even compare me to Korihor because I believe in Christ with all my heart, with everything I got. David, you got something?
Yeah, that video, that audio you wanted to play, I actually almost have it ready. So I'm just fixing.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Again, I just had a couple more people get a lifetime membership at oracleapp.com. They're going to be sold out. My guess is literally in the next week or so, we will open up a new lifetime program, but it'll be instead of 99, it'll be 149. And we'll probably do another 500 of those. Oh, here we go. Play it, Dave.
Shane, hi, how are you? Good morning, good day, good morning. I've come to you today to give you, well, to ask you if you're open to hearing some feedback and thoughts on Abel, the dream interpreter thing. What qualifies me? Nothing.
I love her.
The Lord.
I love her.
I guess. See, I'm obsessed with the Oracle app. I use it every single day. I love it. I'm addicted to doing everyone I know. It's so fun. It's fascinating. It's the best. So, okay, put a pin in that. next thing I have to say is, I begged the Lord for the gift of dreams and the gift to interpret, because those are two different gifts, right? And my friend told me, I don't know why I'm telling you this backstory, but I just am, so whatever. My friend, so I'm begging for this gift of dreams, right? And then I have this friend who has an amazing gift of dreams, and she tells me her dream that she had about me and her interpretation of it. And I was like, oh, I've been having a gift of dreams. I just was expecting it to be really dramatic, as always, right? And so, come to find out I have the gift of dreams and the gift to interpret. And so I'm obsessed with dreams. They are so special to me. I just love them. Okay, I'm rambling. Let me get to the point. I used Able, okay? And I have some thoughts on it. Who am I to give my opinion on it? What do I know? Nothing. But not nothing. You know what I mean? I spend every single morning I write down my dreams, and I spend time interpreting them. Like, my spiritual gifts are my highest priority that I spend most of my time on. So I have some thoughts. It's taking me 2 minutes to say this. I have some thoughts that I think could make the interpreting Able better. Because I put one of my dreams in, because I was like, I'm so curious about this, like, because I don't really trust anything except for the Lord, right? So I was like, I'm curious. So I put in a dream of mine that I interpreted, that I know for a fact what it means. No questions about it. And I put it in there, and in the most
I
respectful
love her
way,
honestly.
have
Her
to
honesty.
say, and this makes me think of my code, because in my code, it's like, you have really, basically, like, I have really high expectations and standards
She
for
does. Her
everybody,
code is
including, and
sick.
like me, you know? I
I think
think
she
it
has
could be
4
better.
master
Okay,
numbers.
I'll just say it. I can't believe the Lord is making me do this right now. But whatever. I just think it can be better. I think it could be better. And I passionately believe that. And I would love to tell you about it if you're open to it. And if you're not, I won't be offended. I literally could not care less, and I will not be offended at all. Okay, bye.
Okay, so cool. We'll call her Star. And I said, I got that message. I said, hey, I was just going to FaceTime her, but I'm like, oh, I better not just FaceTime her. Let me see if she can FaceTime. So we FaceTime. And I'm like, okay, Star, I love it. If it's not perfect, let's get it there. So she's going to help me revamp the dream interpreter, because that's her gift. And so I am totally open. If people have other ideas or other things that they'd like to see on the Oracle app as a lifetime member, let us know. We'll tell you if we can build it or if we can't. And Star's going to come in. She's going to help me this week. We're going to revamp the dream interpreter. See how much this is going to cost. And we're going to revamp it. And then I'm going to have her on the show talking about the app, talking about interpreting dreams, because I realize that even if Star has that gift, there are millions of people having millions of dreams every single night. And so she can't interpret every single dream, but an app can, if it's done right, if it's programmed right, and if it's tuned in right. So I'm going to have her come and tune that in. David, do you have any other thoughts, questions here?
Yeah, I think what you were about to say as well is fantastic. This is a way how Zion can all come together is if you have a thing that you love about the app, like Star, literally reach out and talk to us about how we can improve on something, or if you want to contribute your gifts, especially spiritual gifts that you think could be in the app. Holy smokes.
Yeah. And I spent time with her, and I said, okay, give me a dream interpretation. She is money. And so we're going to use her, how she sees it. And we're going to do the best job we can to program
what she has. And I'm excited for you guys to meet her. She is super talented. I think she has like 4 master numbers, which is insane. And just an amazing, amazing person. I met her because she came to my house seeking a blessing, and we gave her a blessing. And so just super cool stuff happening for her. She's just such a wonderful person. I'm grateful for all of these people that are contributing their gifts, and we have a place that we can build on that, because we want to help you. We want you to be able to interpret dreams. We want you to be able to understand who you are in your code. And I love how she says she's constantly doing other people's codes. That's what you can do with this app. You can decode another soul. You can be like, hey, give me your birthday. Let me show you this. Let me give you this. Let me give you your soul, your birthright blessing. Let me give this to you. Like, you can do that. This is an amazing gift. And just so you know, if you gift a lifetime membership to somebody, you get 50 tokens. That's a $50 value. So we're trying to do everything we can to keep you engaged here. Also, I love those of you who are sending us songs. I'm going to get a better way. Everybody's sending them to me, and I just don't have time to listen to all the songs. And so I'm going to figure out a way for people to submit your songs, and we can go through them and see if we can add them, because I realize we need to add them to our Zion Music. Zion Music has had over almost 100,000 listens in 60 days. So that's amazing. That many people. I have somebody that has 77 hours of listening to Zion Music. One person.
I'm adding some music too. I'm working on some
I know
stuff.
David's been working on his music. Okay, I've got to run. I got to go pick up my home teaching companion, and I got to go do the work of the Lord, and then maybe my home teaching companion will take me to go get something to eat, because I'm starving. I've been fasting today to go and do this ordinance of casting out the evil spirit and giving blessings. And I am famished. You can tell in my voice. So anyways, I love you all. I'm grateful for the time that we're in. It is time for the servants to rise. It is time for the remnant to rise. Starkiller says, why does the LDS Church have the Muslim plates? It's a good question. We're going to find out on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. live stream. So be ready. Get your popcorn out. We're going to drop some bombs. And we know we're going to have somebody on that says, I've seen them. I've been there. And they're not afraid to talk about what they've seen. They've been in the granite vault. They're not afraid to talk about it. And it's time. Like LDS Church, if you're sitting on stuff, if you're suppressing things, if you're not bringing things forth because you don't know how to translate, or for whatever reason, or you're just gaddy-anting these things, like, it's time. We're calling you out. It's time. It's time. Nothing shall be withheld. Okay, get your lifetime membership right now to oracleapp.com. We only have, I just looked, 15 left. And then I don't know how many are now. SeerScriptures.com. Go check it out. You can try it out for free. And then you can upgrade to lifetime, whatever. Just go sign up. Love you guys. Stay tuned. We have amazing content coming out here on Zion Media. I apologize if we're doing a lot of these, live streams talking about, controversy. But it's part of what we've been asked to do, is get this out there. If you want to get back into the scriptures with us, we got 1,000 videos you can go and peruse. I'm going to be doing a full feature on Jacob chapter 5. I'm going to read Jacob chapter 5. I hope people watch it. But it will be a reading like you've never heard Jacob 5 before. For myself, I'm Shane Baldwin. To all of you remnant out there, the remnant is rising, and we'll see you guys all next time.